All right, cool. All right, we're recording. Um, all right, I have no idea how I'm gonna start this video, and let me see, make sure. Hold on. Yeah, I turned on ultra settings too. I will just letting you know. I will not be swinging through this video. I will not be doing anything crazy. I just want to give my opinion on something, because more specifically, why I would just never make like I would never monetize my content or make content full time, because I see it as a trap. I'm just gonna start flowing, and I'm gonna walk through Central Park, and just give my opinion on shit. That's it. Anyway, for me personally, I've never really seen a big difference between like working a 9 to 5, regular 9 to 5, and doing content creation, right? Because like you still have to obey the same rules that they give you, right? Ooh, low key, I wish I could sit on the bench, bruh. I'll leave it alone for now. I never really saw a difference. You're still obeying rules outside of you, right? And I'm gonna talk more about what I mean by that specifically in a second as well. But like, I feel like, aren't you still in a rat race in a way? You're still trying to keep up with this goal or expectation, right? And the thing about expectations, they bring suffering. You're searching for something external from you to try to satiate your internal. And I don't think anything can do that except doing the actual internal work to reach that point of peace that you're trying to reach, right? Now, obviously, money and stuff exists, like food exists, which bring a certain amount of stability to you, right? But I feel like the reason why people do content and they do shorts, they do Instagram, they do TikTok is because of they're searching for an external thing to satiate them internally. And when you've done enough internal work personally, you kind of realize that literally nothing outside of you can really satiate the internal part, right? Like, I don't need to find peace from money. I don't need to find peace from status. I don't need to find peace from being recognized by other human beings, right? So it's what turns me off from making making or pumping out videos for those. Ooh, damn, the puddles. Hold on, Puddlegate. Who remembers Puddlegate from fucking 2018? We got puddles now. They can't say shit no more. Anyway, it stops me from making a big lump sum of videos, or constantly making like, oh, we got 2 videos dropping a week. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep it going until we reach a certain number. It's like, I don't care about all these numbers, because I understand that. Damn, this is low key nice. What's up? Wait, is he not gonna emote? Oh, there he is. There he goes. I don't need to do these things. So I understand all these things are fleeting, right? And it's not saying that they're like necessarily worthless or not, or worthless, but I just know that what goes up must come down, right? And if I'm basing my life, my well-being, and how I literally will eat off of something that I know can't be sustained forever, like Spider-Man content creation, or content creation in general. Now, if you're creating content in the sense of like comedy or something like that, because you can always create more jokes, right? But if you're creating in the sense of a reality, which is the video game itself, right? Which is the reality of a video game, right? A simulated reality, which has limited controls, limited movesets, and limited possibilities, right? If we're not including mods, because we know I don't like to use mods, that means I'm eventually going to hit a wall, right? So to define my whole life in the sense of I'm going to make a well-being or make a living off of this thing that is known to be limited. If you just look at the trajectory of channels, and you look at the trajectory of content, you look at the trajectory of, even the trajectory of music, content creation as a whole has a limit. So wouldn't it be smart to put all my eggs in this basket and do that? So I prefer something more or less in the sense of like helping people, right? Like helping people, we know people are always gonna need help as long as time goes on. Damn, my frames are dropping and shit. I should not put that shit on very high, low key. Like, when you're able to help people, right, you always have money in your pocket, right? Because it's something that is always needed. Like, people are always gonna need food, right? So if you're working in something that's like food or health wise, you're always going to have money. You're always gonna have a way to sustain yourself, right? And it's why I would just never do content creation full time, and I will never dedicate my time or my life to something involving content that is fleeting, at least. If I can find a way to craft my content in a way where it is permanently sustaining or more or less permanently speaks to the human experience in a way where it is always needed. Like I said with health, like you're always going to need food, right? So farmers and people who work in agriculture are always going to be needed because humans need food, right? And God, the creator, whoever put us here, made it so there are ways to have renewable food sources, right? I feel like there aren't renewable sources in the type of content I make. This is why you see when I'll go like a very long time not uploading, right? Because I simply don't have anything that's really speaking to me in a genuine sense. I'm not going to upload some BS that it, let alone doesn't speak to me. And I know you guys will be able to tell it won't speak to y'all either. That's why when I hit my clips and they're so crazy and shit, is because in that moment I'm genuinely like thinking in my brain and striving for clips, and my brain's like adapting to what I'm moving in real time. If I force it and force myself to make content when I don't want to make content, it will get reflected in the videos. I promise it will. And that's the main thing I want to talk about too. The second thing is the burnout, right? Like you'll meet, like, one of my favorite YouTubers is Corey X Kenshin, and I feel like he is passively dealing with the burnout that he doesn't want to admit. Well, he actually low-key did admit it in this recent video he put out, but there's a burnout that comes with constantly uploading content, and then if you're doing it in almost a disingenuous state where you don't really necessarily want to do it but you're going to do it anyways, I feel like that gets reflected through it. And then you have these super long breaks. It's like, that's why I feel like it's so important to remain authentic, right? And listen to what your soul is telling you, right? Like a lot of things that people do in the, oh damn, hold up, I have my control on my leg, my bad. A lot of things that people do in the external world is really just a reflection of the disturbance in their internal world. And when you reach a place where internally you know that nothing in the external can satiate the nothing in the external can satiate the internal, you quickly stop caring about the external world. Because, like, mind you, like, Spider-Man content is an external thing to me. Like, it doesn't really mean anything. It's a fleeting thing I know can give me joy and even moments of great excitement and happiness, but I know it's not a permanent thing. So my interest in it isn't what it should be for me to sustain it content-wise. Also, my bad, I just burped in your ear. What was the other thing I want to think about? I might pause for multiple times during this because I also don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again, which I may have already done already, so apologies for that. Ooh, see the moonlight hitting that right now? Oh, that's fucking beautiful. I may pause multiple times just thinking. But oh yeah, I feel like the whole content creation thing is just a rat race. It's still, you know, people would be like, oh, I escaped the rat race, I do content creation, but you're still in a rat race. You're still in a sense of insecurity in the sense that, like, the rules can change at any moment. Like, if anyone here remembers the adpocalypse where PewDiePie said the hard R on like live, and then well, there's no proof for this, but like we can kind of conclude that, like, when that happened, everything kind of went to shit on YouTube for a while, and people had to be really fucking careful on what they said. And it's like something like that's outside your control. All the other content creators that aren't PewDiePie, like, all of those content creators got affected by that, bro, on a major scale. And it's like they had to switch up. Some people had to switch up the content. Some people completely dwindled out completely. Like, a really good example of that, which I think was inevitable, is Filthy Frank. Like, his content dwindled away completely because he was doing really edgy. And like, Leafy was here too. Like, he fucking dwindled away too. Like, things just adapt in ways that sometimes you can't manage or aren't sustainable, and you have to find another way. So I feel like the best way to actually make a living out of your life is to help people. Truly, because, like, we're all on this planet together, right? We're all on this planet flying through space at, 60,000 miles per hour, whatever it is. It's like, the best thing you can do is help your neighbor, really. But it really comes down to as far as, like, careers and all that, right? Nothing, too, is like, hold on, let me think. Because I feel like I already said that. I feel like it's okay to not have anything to say. It's okay to be in moments where you don't necessarily have anything to show. I feel like that's fine, right? in work, in other environments, especially school and parents, like I say, expectations bring suffering. And when you're constantly having this expectation being put on you that doesn't exist, mind you, it's a mental framework. You can push it away at any moment. You can relinquish that hold you have on something. When you're holding something so tight, I need to reach this goal, I need to reach this goal, I need to reach this goal. If I don't reach this goal, blah, 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 you can let go. You can let go. You're your own human being. You control your own autonomy. Hopefully I use that word right. You choose to let go, and it's something that I've been aware of my whole time with my channel. Is like, I say at one point when I was blowing up a little bit more and I had some stuff getting views, I did feel the tug, but I also kept the genuine side of me. Is like, I'm only gonna upload if it's genuine and I want to, right? But you have all these expectations of like your parents, like, oh, I need you to reach these goals for your grades, right? And then you have your work colleagues. I need you to reach, this needs to be done by the end of the night. And then you have, interpersonal relationships where like your girlfriend or your boyfriend will be like, hey, I need you to do this for me, which that is more of, can be a healthier thing depending on what it is. Like, for instance, like, hey, I need you to maybe listen a little bit more attentively instead of, looking like you're off in another world and like actually care about what I have to say, or else this isn't going to work. Like that type of stuff is a little bit different than like expectations like from a boss where like, hey, I need to stack all 52,000 of these boxes in an hour. It's like, brother, you know damn well I'm not doing this shit. This is an unrealistic expectation. It's going to bring me great suffering. So that's my point. Is this I believe, if I'm not losing my train of thought right now, is expectations, right? And how you don't need to hold them at all. And something that I'm aware of, like, none of this stuff matters. You're either at a loving place or a fearful place in life. And that's something I believe. Like, I had Jim Carrey introduce this to me. And yes, I said Jim Carrey introduced this idea to me as a young lad, like 5-6 years ago. I was 19 or 20. He said in an interview, holy frame drop. I never play in very high settings. He basically said that you're operating in two places, either love or fear. And then when I took that mindset to a very far place, and I started digesting the places I was operating from on a day-to-day basis, and I feel like expectations are from a place of fear. Hold on, this is drill? Going away. Copyright's gonna go crazy on that if that's real. Anyway, and I feel like expectations is like fears. It's the illusion of lack, that like you're not enough, that you aren't doing what already we're supposed to be doing to the absolute perfect way it could be, right? Like, oh, it's never enough. Because keep in mind, like the human spirit, or not human spirit, the human ego is insatiable. It can take things to a crazy extent. Like, even look at greed, right? Like if you look at the reason why minimum wage is what it is and that it has been for all these years, is because someone is getting all the money, but they aren't diversifying it in a fair way to the workers, right? Like, the money is there. All the money for us to be perfectly fine is there. But it's human greed that takes over these temptations, right? The ego will be like, nah, do more. It's never enough. Do more. I'll keep going. Keep exploiting. Keep doing that. We deserve it. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, when you learn not to really listen to that, you can't be swayed by temptation to have you feed into material objects or material possessions or egoic goalposts, I'll say. And really, I'm just making this video in totality to say that, like, I'm just not at a place where I would ever upload for the sake of material possessions or for egoic reasons, because I know that nobody outside of me can make me feel whole. I'm the one who decides at the end of the day. If I want to choose in this very moment right now that I'm not whole, I can do it. If I want to choose in this moment right now that I am whole, I can do it. I can say I'm simply whole right now because I exist. You have to think, like, You gotta think like I have no proof that God exists, but I do believe that God exists, right? And if you're watching this, you won the race. And I'm talking about the sperm to the egg, right? Like, you literally won the race out of, like, what is it, millions or thousands or some shit? Like I think thousands of sperm die on the way to the egg, right? And it's like all those people could have made it, bro. All those people could have made it, but God said you. No, this specific sperm right here, this one's going to make it. This one's going to be the one that's going to live. And it's like, if you live in the sense of the fact that you simply even exist in the first place makes you whole, it makes you complete, it makes you an authentic being, what outside of you could make you feel less than? And this is where I'm getting to, like, the deeper aspect of, like, this content creation and just the human spirit is like, I refuse to fall for the illusion of things outside of me will make me feel whole. The fact that I simply exist, the fact that God authorized my existence, and the fact that I'm here able to speak to you, the fact that you're able to hear this right now, is more than enough. You matter simply because you exist. Simply because you share this plane of existence with me as a human being, you matter. It's as simple as that. So when I'm operating from a place of love, a place of being, that simply because I exist, I matter, what the fuck could a YouTube channel do for me? What the fuck could a YouTube Shorts do for me? What the fuck could a TikTok do? What the fuck could a lot of money do for me? The only reason why I personally desire a lot of money, and I know that's the difference. I know this in my brain, is so I can help the people I care about. That's it. I personally don't really give a fuck about money. I never have. I've given away money multiple occasions as a youngin'. And as an adult, I do the same thing. I don't care about money. It's not real. It's just a representation of your energy, your time put into something, and then getting that back. And then you can do that in small levels, like a minimum wage, or you can do it on big levels, like an original idea, and then giving that to the world. Like, what's a good example? Like, you could say the creation of automobiles, right? Creation of a car. That was a very good idea. And because it helps people on such a big scale, you get a lot of money for it. And that's all it is. That's all you're doing with money. You're trading these ideas given to you by the astral, by the creator, by God, and you're putting them into the real world, and you get a return on it because it helps human beings. This comes back to what I was talking about. If it helps human beings on a great scale, even on a minimal scale, it is going to make money. And even as far as, like, drug dealers go and all that, and it's not the most ethical, right? This is where we get into good and bad, but it's not the most ethical, right? But it's still, that person is going to try to find that drug anyways. That person is going to try to find a way to scratch that itch anyways, right? So that person is providing a service, even though it is a terrible service like drugs, to help, quote unquote, help that person meet their needs, right? And then in turn, they make money. Now, ethical is a whole different conversation, but the point is, I just don't care about money, bro. My life isn't fueled by money. Like, there's only so many things you can do with money. Money is a tool. It's not the end all be all. And when I'm complete as a human being right now, I understand all the answers are within me. I don't need to search anywhere outside of me to find that peace of mind. I need to search anywhere outside of me to find that wholeness that everyone wants. The sense for, or desire, I should say, the desire for money, status, a certain label or achievement, it dwindles away. She is phasing through the fences right now. Or kind of. It fades away. And I feel no attachment to these things. I've detached from the concept of money. I've detached from the desire of achievement, or more specifically, the status of having a lot of money. And even being a popular YouTuber. I've completely detached from those concepts, and I simply just enjoy being. And if you like being here, you like my content, you enjoy, then you simply just enjoy being with me. That's kind of how I view it. I think I've said everything I wanted to say for the most part. So I'm probably gonna end it here. I'll probably add a little note in the very beginning, saying this is all going to be all over the place, because usually my thoughts are very scattered like that. Just very sporadic, just saying everything at once type of thing. Probably just a little bit of anxiety, to be honest. But hope you have a good night, day, evening, whenever you may be watching this, and safe travels. And I love you.